Greetings one and all. Yeah, today I'm going to make a beef rendang, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's rendang's an Indonesian dish. It's a long slow cook, this one, so you have to be a bit. It's not one you make if you're in a hurry. But anyway, I'll show you how it's done. It's absolutely worth the time to do this. It's not that much of an effort, but yeah, it is a bit time consuming. But yeah, let's get on with some of the ingredients. So I'm going to use beef brisket here, which I'll cut into fairly large, big squares, quite large squares, bigger than you probably do for a normal stew. I've got some fresh red chilies, some kaffir lime leaves, some lemongrass stalks, just the white bits, some shallots, and down there we've got some galangal. Behind that we've got some fresh ginger, we've got some garlic, and this one I've just got some desiccated coconut that I've already browned in the dry wok, just dry toasted it so it went brown. Got some palm sugar, we'll be using a bit of that, some tamarind paste in a jar there, some vegetable oil, a few dry spices, some cloves, coriander seeds, some turmeric, and some hot chili flakes as well. So yeah, we're using quite a lot of chilies, but again it's a long slow cook, so a lot of chilies, a lot of the heat cooks out of it. Yeah, a bit of cinnamon there, some coconut milk, and oh yeah, right there we've got some macadamia nuts, which will be going into our curry paste as well. In Indonesia they traditionally use the candle nuts, which I couldn't find, so I think macadamias, they're a big oily nut. The only thing is, if you do use the candle nuts, don't try and eat one raw, like you would one of these macadamias, because macadamias are yummy, but the candle nuts will make you really sick. They have to be cooked before you eat them. Okay, let's get on with making our beef rendang. So guys, yeah, just quickly what I've done here, I've just got my ingredients here to make my paste. I'll just quickly go through what I've just roughly chopped everything. All my chilies, my garlic, the shallots, my ginger and galangal, one of those stalks of lemongrass, and I've got my macadamia nuts there. Now over here I've got those spices, so I've got about a tablespoon of that coriander powder, and then about half of that of turmeric, and then just a small amount of cinnamon and the cloves, and I've got 2 tablespoons of that dried chili flakes. And yeah, I'm going to try and do it in this little mini processor I've got, because that's all I've got. Otherwise, so it's a bit of an experiment, because I haven't made this particular paste in it before. It may or may not work, so yeah, I invite you to join the journey. See how we go. If it doesn't work, I'll just take it out and I'll have to do it by hand, which I'd rather not do, but I'll get back to you, see how it goes. Right guys, this is working, so I'll get back to you when we start cooking. Okay guys, so I've got my curry paste into the wok here, so we're just going to cook that out. I'll put a little bit of oil in the pan there, and we want to cook this down quite a bit, so that some of that moisture I had to add to make it into paste sort of dries out a bit before we do anything else. And I've also seasoned it a bit, added a little bit of salt, tasted it. Look, at the moment it's as hot as anything, as you can imagine, all those raw chilies, but trust me, by the end of this cook, this isn't going to be super hot. It's a bit spicy, but yeah, not super hot. Bear in mind that it was this dish that traditionally came around in Indonesia. It was invented to preserve meat, so that's why there's probably so much chili in it. But anyway, I'll get to it. So yeah, I'll get back to you when it's cooked down a bit. Okay guys, I've been cooking this curry paste now for about 15 or 20 minutes just on a medium heat. I didn't want to burn it, so yeah, it's looking pretty good. Just make sure it's thoroughly cooked. You've got all those, especially those dry spices, you need to cook them out before we start putting liquids or anything into it. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm really happy with that. It smells good. It's really a lot of chili fumes coming off it, but it's still got a lovely smell. So to that, I've cubed up my brisket into, like I said, fairly large chunks. Now, whatever you do, don't be tempted to lop off these fatty bits. Whatever sort of meat you use, leave the fat on it. As you see, that fat is sort of going to be, it's nearly essential to make this dish. It's a long slow cook to start with, and then towards the end of the cook, we evaporate all the liquid until there is only a bit of fat and left as liquid, fat and oil. And then we have to basically sort of fry the meat in that, and it gets all coated, and all that lovely sauce and everything just basically becomes a coating on the meat that gets fried and caramelised in it. So you do need the fat. That's getting back to the point. So yeah, and the other thing, you don't really need to brown this meat. In fact, in Indonesia they don't brown it because of that process I was just explaining to you. It gets caramelised at the end. So at this stage, we're just going to slowly cook it down. So to that, I'm going to add our coconut milk. I've got just a big can here. I've got a small can too. I'll just see how much this fills up. Yeah. That doesn't look too bad. And probably be adding some water as well. Like I say, that brisket takes a long time to cook, so yeah, that's going to evaporate too before the brisket's cooked. What else are we going to put in that? I've got a couple more lemongrass stalks that I've bruised, sort of might have squashed them up a bit. Put them in. I'll put in two of these kaffir lime leaves, and we'll just scrunch them up a bit, try and release some of their flavours. And I've got some, I've got to get a spoon out. I've got a couple of dollops of this tamarind paste. You can get that in the supermarket. And what else? Some of my palm sugar. I'm just going to grate some of that in. Get a fair bit in there. I'll just turn that heat up slightly till it does start to boil, and then I'll get it down low again. Yeah, you want a fair bit of sugar in it. Later on we can, if it cooks down a bit, we can taste it again. Add a bit more of this if we need it. Don't want to make it too sweet to start. That'll do for now. Just get all that in. So at the moment it's quite a light coloured curry. By the end of it, when we get down to the basically the frying of it, ends up a really dark colour because yeah, like I say, all that liquid's going to be evaporated. And last but not least, I've just got our toasted coconut. Mix that through, and that's pretty well our rendang ingredients done for now. Of course, I'll just stir this up. I am going to add a little bit of water to that, and I'll get it simmering on a low heat. And we're talking hours. So because of that coconut, you just got to keep an eye on it. Like I say, we're eventually going to evaporate the liquid, but we don't want the liquid to evaporate before this meat's cooked, and this meat takes a long time to cook. So for a fair few of those hours, we'll keep the liquid up to it and keep stirring it. So when you do that, it's one of those ones you can leave for a while to start with, but as you get nearer the end, you've got to be a little bit more attentive. All right, I'll get back to you when this starts cooking down a bit. Alrighty, back again. Yeah, so it's quite a while later, obviously. This has cooked a long way down. So what I've done, I've just got to the stage now. See how the oil's starting to oil and fat is starting to come out of this paste and meat and everything. So now I've cranked the heat right up. I've got it on max. And I'm just going to stir this meat around until basically there's no sauce left. It's all just going to be coated onto that meat, and yeah, it's not too far off that, but when I say that, it's still got a little while to go, so I might fast forward through that because yeah, my videos go too long, so I've got to do something to make them a little bit quicker. Alright, I'll get back to you when I've done that. Okay, so yeah, I've just served up the dish. As you can see, all the coating is basically just on the meat. This isn't a gravy curry. It's that's all about just giving succulent flavour to that beef. And I've just sort of put some kaffir lime leaves on there. We serve it with some rice, which is traditionally what the Indonesians would serve it with. And it also should be by now fork soft, which it is. So I'll just taste a bit. That's pretty good. Look, I know we live in an age. Ah, yum. Oh my goodness. I know we live in an age where convenience and cooking things quickly is a real good thing. And I totally understand it on the same, but my goodness. Sometimes things are worth. Look at that. It just pulls away from the fork like that. Beautiful brisket. Yeah, some things are just worth taking the time over. And hang on, I'm going to eat this. If you only got time to do one sort of dish, like in a blue moon, please try this. It's absolutely worth it. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Please all the usual, please subscribe, like,